students to be able to play close to home versus driving
Right.
an hour to get to someplace
Our
too.
Wheaton Wings, we have 21 Wheaton Wings
Right.
team with 242 players. Plus we, in the upper gym, we normally did in-house soccer for the in-house program from K through fifth grade, or through fourth grade. So we'd be also meeting their needs and providing them an excellent soccer experience too.
But you're keeping the dollars at home too, that's
Right.
simple.
Thanks, Brett. Mary Beth, I just want to say I'm glad to see we're starting to spend that money. We've been collecting it for 3 years, and I've been saying, you know, all these programs, football, baseball, soccer, need to start telling us so we're not carrying these, you know, we're charging the people for them. The people need to see what they're getting for this $10 fee that they're paying every year. So I'm glad you've got some projects in here where we're finally pried open the wallet and we're gonna spend a little money.
And they need to see it while their children are still
You know,
able to play those
they
sports
paid it, their
too,
kids are
which is
too
the
old
other
to play.
consideration.
So I'm glad to see that we're moving forward with some of this stuff. Anybody have anything else? Mike, please take the roll.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
The next new business item is a similar release of funds. It's approval to release bids for the installation of dividers in the main gym and the Kale Gym of the Central Athletic Center. I need a,
So move.
Second?
okay, any other discussion? Same type of deal, same $10 per player funding? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay. Next item, number 9, approval to release bids on the Arrowhead restroom project.
Move to approve.
Second.
Okay. Any discussion?
Okay, so can you just clarify this, and Rob, it's probably to you. So we're voting to move ahead with engineering, but you're going to come back to us?
We're already engineering this project.
Okay.
Essentially, they have it designed, and what we found during the process of doing soil exploration is that they're terrible soils out there. They can't support a standard septic system. So what that means is it's a bigger, more specialized system on the east and south course building, and on the west course building, rather than doing a septic field, they would need to run utilities all the way to the maintenance building and run it through the clubhouse. That's where everything comes in and out of the site from public utility standpoint. Basically, that's exceeded what our initial estimates were. So since this engineering has substantially been done already, what I'm recommending is that let's go through with the process, let's find out what the actual numbers are and make a decision at that time based on actual numbers as opposed to estimates.
Okay.
Now, there's 2 things that are important, correct me if I'm wrong. We've checked with the people who gave us the grant, and we still get the grant if we only build one of the 2.
That's correct. We will need to do a scope modification, but they said it will not reduce the dollar amount of the grant, and it seemed to be pretty standard.
Okay. So the recommendation of the Buildings and Grounds Committee is, we didn't have a chance to get anything out to you because we're recommending that we go ahead and bid them both. But we bid the southeast as a base bid and the west as an add-on alternate.
Alternate, yeah.
And then we'll know what the cost of the west is. We know we're gonna be over budget, and we can discuss whether or not we're adding the west, because we're entering into our budget right now. And so we'll have the opportunity to talk about it. If we decide not to go with it right away, we could budget it in the next. So I think since we've paid the money for the engineering, it would be good to find out what they both cost. Then the board can decide whether they're gonna build one or both and how we're gonna fund it, the overrun, because we know we're gonna be over. Unless we get great bids that we're not expecting. Okay. Any other discussion? Might take the roll. Or no, we don't need a roll, we can just do a voice vote, right?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Okay. Item number 10, approval to allow the sale and consumption of beer and wine in Memorial Park on September 20th and 21st during the Noble Grape event to be hosted by the Park District and the Downtown Wheaton Association. Need a motion?
Move to approve. I'll second.
Second. Any questions? Kim?
Can someone just tell me what this is? I haven't heard about this one.
It's a new partnership that we've developed with the Downtown Wheaton Association. They have been very pleased with the number of events that have been going on in Wheaton, in particular downtown, and approached us about a September event involving wine and cultural arts, and we developed a committee, and we developed a budget, and we have a game plan that'd be similar to our Brew Fest and our other smaller events that serve as a great model for this. So in essence, there'll be wine tasting, probably 15 to 25 different purveyors, and then we'll have beer for people that want to drink beer. And then we'll have a cultural arts component, which will involve the DuPage Art League as a kind of a component that could bring the community into the event as it relates to the arts. We lack we significantly lack cultural arts programming other than the municipal band and I think we do 5 or 6 kids events throughout the summer at Memorial Park. But the approach of partnering with local private sector companies and local not-for-profits like the DWA has proven to be a very nice model and another way to hopefully bring 1,000 people to downtown Wheaton.
We can do this on a voice vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay. Approval of a record retention policy for the Wheaton Park District.
Move to table?
Second.
Second, any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay. And we're moving to table this item. We're gonna send this to the Policy Review Committee since it's kind of a detailed document and get some eyes on it for a while, and then we'll hope to have this back at the next board meeting. So, thank you. Item number 13, professional service contract, engineering services for the Elliott Lake Shoreline Restoration. I need a
12,
motion.
John.
You missed,
What did I miss?
Ms. Douglas.
Number 12.
Oh,
Number
I'm sorry,
12.
number 12. Approval to name the historic train station at Casley Zoo in lieu of the late Jerry Douglas.
So moved.
Second.
I had a question. In reading our naming policy, it talks about a 30-day waiting period. So is today the beginning of the 30-day waiting period, and then we'll approve this in August? Is that the way I'm reading this?
Well, I believe it'll be approved, yeah, I believe that's correct. I don't expect with Jerry having passed on that the 30-day waiting period would yield any
All right.
reasons to
I mean,
not do it.
That's in our own, that was in
I
our own
understand.
policy that
I
was there.
understand.
So I'm saying we start the 30-day policy by approving this, we'll start the 30, and then we'll just have to ratify it again next month after 30 days.
Correct.
Okay. Any discussion, questions?
I think it's a wonderful idea.
We can do this voice vote? What?
Yeah,
All in favor?
all voice.
Aye.
Anybody
Aye.
opposed? Okay. Now we can move to item 13, professional services contract, engineering for Elliott Lake Shoreline Restoration. We need a motion.
I move to approve the proposal for Elliott Lake Civil Engineering from Engineering Resources Associates in the amount of $35,000.
Second.
Questions, discussion? And Mike, take the roll, please.
Commissioner Hodgkinson?
Yes?
Commissioner Meany?
Yes.
Commissioner Morrow?
Yes.
Commissioner Schobel?
Yes.
Commissioner Vandermark?
Yes.
President Kelly?
Yes. And item 14, approval to fill a full-time vacancy, the Parks Plus Fitness Center manager.
So moved.
Second.
Questions, discussion?
Oh, was this position empty or
No,
someone left?
someone just left us.
Is that?
That was Vanessa.
Vanessa
Vanessa-
Pekka is
Vanessa
leaving
left.
us for a bigger
That's
job
what I
with the
thought.
Fox
Okay.
Valley Park District.
Okay. Where we lost another fitness manager too.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed?
We apparently train people well.
For good launching pad.
That's right.
All right, reports from staff. We want to just start down at one end and let's just, we have to go into executive session tonight, so I want to start down at one end and just, you can talk about the reports from staff, and if you have any board member comments, go ahead and do it at the same time, and we'll just come down the line once. So Kim?
No, I don't have anything tonight, thank you.
Okay. Mark, do you have anything?
No.
Ray?
No.
I want to recognize staff for their efforts for the July 3 and 4 programming. An opportunity to be at the July 3 event. It was well done. Fireworks were good. They were a little longer this time. Well received, a lot of good comments. And I had an opportunity to be a participant in the parade, and you all did a great job. Once again, well received. And fairly efficiently run, so excellent. I noticed that we're still increasing our revenues at the zoo for our admissions, which is, I would assume, we can attribute that to the increase in our fee, and that's a good thing. And last but not least, with the zoo, looks like we have been doing throughout the Park District, we continue to seek grants and receive them. I know it's a small one in regard to the Blandings Turtle Project, but anything helps, so pass on to Sue, good job.
Jane, do you have anything?
Yeah, I wanted to congratulate Margie and the staff for the Glancer Awards for the best golf course in DuPage County and the best museum, which I thought was great. And I know that a lot of that is due to the communications staff and the work that they do, as well as the other staff. I thought that was great. Mary Beth, I was really interested in the Marion Park presentations that went on. And are those done to other apartment units?
No, they invited us, so we
Okay.
attended.
Because I saw that and I'm assuming that Leisure Ships is a name for scholarship programs, that there might be other areas that could benefit from more scholarships if we offered them?
We've been, if I may, we've been piloting our involvement on the front line at Marion Park, and there are several other areas in the community that we believe, once resources are available, that we could make a difference for those folks.
Right, I think that would be, we've spent a lot of time tonight talking about all the funds that we're collecting from all of these programs, and yet we know that there's a segment of the population that could use some support and really benefit from these programs. And then I also was interested that it's the 25th anniversary of Rice Pool, which to me signifies that that's such a significant jewel for this community. I was really impressed with that, and I wanted to congratulate Wendy and the aquatic staff on everything that they do at the pool. And it seems to me that we should also be thinking about what we will be looking for in terms of improvements down the line that are going to enhance that jewel of the community. And the last thing I was thinking of was, since we keep increasing the events that are at Memorial Park, I'm thinking that the band shell and some of those areas could be using some improvements.
Okay.
Thank you.
I just have one comment. At last month's meeting, we received some concerns raised by a citizen about some safety issues that took place at the Taste of Wheaton. And I just want to let you know that I followed up with the police chief personally, and Chief Fields explained to me that traffic control and safety and everything was well coordinated between the police department and the Wheaton Park District, and that the police department had no problem whatsoever with any types of traffic control or safety control that were in effect at that meeting. So we did receive a concern, and we did follow up on it, and we found that we were doing everything the way the police department wanted it done. Thank you. I need a motion to go into executive session for,
Appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees, 5 ILCS 120/2C1, and purchase or lease of real property, 5 ILCS 120/2C5.
Second.
and I will say that we do not expect to come back into session and take any action tonight.
I'll need a roll call. Commissioner Vandershaft?
Yes.
Commissioner Schobel?
Yes.
Commissioner Morrell?
Yes.
Commissioner Mead?
Yes.
Commissioner Hodgkinson?
Yes.
President Kelly?
Yes.